think it's been over a year now. I think I look a lot. I think I look a bit older right now, a bit gray. Bismillah. So today I want to tell you a small story about someone who started off with very humble beginnings and became extremely successful. It's the case of Mr. Mahmoud from BMS Food in Guinea. The reason why I wanted to have this paper talk about him is because his story tells a lot of, I think, valuable life lessons for us to learn from. He started off in 1996. He moved on his own to the central market of Medina, and he had nothing but a small table from which he was selling his goods, mainly soft drinks. Well, he had a very good idea. He decided 2 years later on to buy his goods, not from the local wholesalers, but to go to Dakar in neighboring Senegal to get his supplies there. It would allow him to get more sales and boost his margins. He decided to go a step up. So rather than going now to Senegal, in 2006 he went to Turkey and he decided to buy from the suppliers of the suppliers. So now he was sourcing directly in Turkey to import it to Guinea. This he was able to do for about 8 to 9 years. Again, he was able to increase his sales and his margins, but he thought, you know what? I'm gonna go even a step higher than that. So in 2015, he went back to Turkey and he decided to import the actual manufacturing items themselves. So he could do the assembly, the packaging, the processing, and the distribution on site in Guinea. So in 2023, the ICD approved an amount of $10 million for one of its partner banks. And the partner bank in question was Banque de Commerce et d'Industrie, BCI, a bank in Guinea. And under that facility, there was an allocation that was given to BMS Foods, of which the CEO was and still is Mr. Mahmoud. And Mr. Mahmoud received an allocation of $557,000 approximately, which was used to purchase equipment from Turkey in order to process drinks. So this allowed him to expand for a third round, I think, for the third consecutive time again, boost his sales, boost his revenues, and today he has reached sales of close to $4 million a year. He produces on an average about 25 to 26 tons in juices or in powdered drinks. So what he produces are mainly juices, soft drinks, and milk powder, amongst other things. And he's located right on the outskirts of the capital of Guinea, Conakry, where he has his main production site in a district called Gomboya. But he has a second site by the central market of Medina. He is still facing some constraints, mainly in terms of storage capacity. He needs more, and also to be able to import goods by the harbor of Conakry, which is logistically quite difficult. But for the rest, he's been extremely successful. He's been able to boost his workforce from initially 24 people. He has over 150 today. He has a fleet of 5 trucks and 16 cars that allows him to sail all over the country. He has become very successful. He never forgot where he is from, and I think this is a very valuable lesson to us. He embodies the lessons of humility, of hard work, of persistence, and above all, of faith. He even built a mosque also in the neighborhood where everyone has access to. He built a mini power station so that he could solve the powers of the issues related to power. That's why even when we were sitting in his premises, in his office in Conakry, and he was telling the story to us, as I was listening to him, the more I listened to him, the more and more I got humbled. Because sometimes we think that, the things that we have to deal with in life, from administrative stuff to bureaucracy is very tough. But when you listen to the reality of our constituents, and some of them living in some of the most difficult and most remote areas that you can actually imagine, they never complain. And they say, Alhamdulillah, they're grateful for what they have, and they're able to go even beyond that. So I think there's a very important lesson for all of us, and it also puts a burden on us to be able to deliver to our constituents who are deserving of our help.